princesses, today I'm going to be organizing my desk drawers. So as you guys might have noticed if you've watched videos of mine for a while, I'm in a different house. I moved house at the start of this year, so we were packing everything up at the end of this last year. And I went from previously filming videos that were in my actual bedroom, so I had room to just put everything on display, very cute, everything very nice, to filming in our guest bedroom here. So this is the guest bedroom, and yes, we left this up. It doesn't come up. It's really cute though. But I cannot have everything on display here because of course when guests come, it's nice for them to be able to utilize the room as a room and not just a glorified storage hole. So therefore I had to kind of make a decision, like, do I want to keep everything in my room as separate, or do I want to keep everything in the guest room but condense everything down so that everything was easily accessible by me when I need to use it, or I could pick things up and take them to my actual room if someone else needs to use the guest bedroom. So basically I get ready in this bedroom every morning for, you know, as long as people aren't inside of it. So I actually decided to minimize my collection apart from some of the ones that I did want to keep on display. So I have one display case in my bedroom, and then the rest of everything is on this tiny desk, or inside this tiny desk. So I needed to get a bunch of dividers and stuff and sort it out because previously everything was in a very different setting. So if you guys would like to see how I have organized my tiny, now tiny collection, please just keep watching. So the drawer itself is not huge, it's not super deep, and the desk itself is not very wide either. So this is all I have for actual storage. I do have my rotating storage in my room, and that's got stuff that I do not use on a regular basis. So this is what we're going to sort out today. I've had an attempt at sorting some parts of it out, but a lot of it isn't really working, so we're going to go through and redo it. I think I'm going to do everything apart from the lipsticks because, as you can tell, this is absolute chaos. It just needs, I need to finish swatching the other ones so I know which ones to keep. So basically I'll be pushing all of that back, and that is going to go in there because otherwise it is too tall for the back. So I have to find an order for those, but I think it's going to be a different day's job. Yeah, so I'm going to try and set you guys up so you can see into this. Okay, this is going to have to do, unfortunately, because I can't put the camera behind me because I am sitting like on a bed, so you get a really beautiful view of like my track pants. Welcome. So totally ignoring me for a bit. The containers that I have in here at the moment are just like little acrylic stack and stores. So these ones are from a place called Storage Box in New Zealand. So what I can do is, if I have nothing, you know, if I have some things underneath here that I feel like I'm not going to use very much and I want to put something on top, I am going to go back and get some more of these. They're fairly, I don't know, like I'd say mid-price. So one of this size, which is the smaller size, is $7.99. And then the bigger ones, I've got like a very long one, so that's two of those lengthwise, but the same width. That's like $12 maybe or something, and then the other ones are these square ones like that. These drawers down here are supposed to be lip pencils and extra stuff that doesn't fit into the storage, so things that are weirdly shaped, like this. Beautiful. I love this. Still so great, but it is weirdly shaped, so it's too fat to fit into your traditional lipstick tube holder. So those sorts of things are going to stay in here. And then the other two square boxes are for review products. So not very many at the moment because I have almost finished this session's amount of reviews. Super annoying that this MAC pencil like just does not fit. Like it's just like a centimeter or something too long. So I'm going to try and figure this one out first. There is a really long one, so the same long length as this beautiful one here, and I have put this right at the very back. There is a section down here, so it's not very much, like this wide, pretty much the width of this, that you cannot pick things up and out of. And I'm having a bit of trouble with accessing some of my more frequently used shadow palettes. So I've got these four little like squares, beautiful Barbie palette, as well as one that I do use quite a lot, which is the Bake House palette from Etude House. In the back here, I've also got some spare eyelashes that I very rarely use, as well as my Naked palette. So I've got Naked 3 and a Naked 1. And I love these. It's just that I do not use them that often. I think that they're probably more like, I don't want to say like going out eyeshadows or anything because they're not really. But I don't know, I just don't use them as much as like the Bakehouse palette, which is what my go-to for browns, you know. So I'm trying to think of things that I do not use frequently that I can put in the back here. I'm also sort of trying to decide what to do with this one. This is a MAC Barbie blusher, and it's in the shade Pearl Blossom. I think that maybe the Pearl Blossom was a depot, although I'm not 100% sure. But I love this blush. It's just too big. It doesn't actually fit into the normal stackle storage. It doesn't go that way, so I would have to put it that way, which nothing else really fits if I do it that way. So this one I'm keen to kind of like leave right there, but then I have to find something else to go in the back here so that I have more room for other stuff. So I'm thinking that some of the stuff that I use very infrequently is in this box. So I kind of had just packed everything together. I have my extra cushion puffs. I've got 2 beauty blenders, this blender, and things like this. So this is so cute. It probably should be in my like display cabinet actually. So maybe I might take this one out. So then, okay, this is a concealer that should probably go in that collection there. We've got primers and, well, one primer. I've only got one primer because I don't need that many, and 2 powders. I've got my Hourglass powder and a Barbie powder. So I'm thinking that I might put some of this extra things. I wonder if I can fit them back there. Hold on, let's have a look. They like just do not fit, which is so frustrating. Okay, so if I had to choose one, I probably use my beauty blenders less. That means that I could squeeze my lash glue, the other beauty blender. I do like this, but I do not really reach for it, but I do think that it is really helpful. So I'm going to keep it and kind of like tuck it back there as well with the eyelash glue. That's the duo one. So if I do, oh, I've already got hair in it. Put you there, put you there. I kind of have enough room to slot like maybe one really little thing in here, and then if I wanted to, I could put some of the extra palettes. Could squeeze them in front. No, I cannot. They're not as skinny as the Bakehouse palette. It might just have to stay empty. I'll put like the extra little cushion puff there. You can go back there. So that's the I don't use you very often, but I still would like to keep you within reach sort of drawer, and it's going to get pushed back there. The next 2 ones I was using for foundations. So I have 2 square compartments. We have this one and this one. So at the moment I don't really have much. I've got 2 cushions. This one is due to be finished in a few wears, and then a Romand one. I've got my one powder that I use on a day-to-day basis. That's my Laura Mercier. Oh, I have got another primer. I lied. That could probably go back here then. Maybe I don't want everything to like wiggle around. That's the other thing. Like I don't want it to be like so tightly pressed that I can't get anything out. But also, you know, like because you are opening and closing the drawer, it does kind of wiggle. So for foundations, basically I've got my Holika Hardcover Glow, Etude House Double Lasting, Innisfree, my foundation All Day Long Wear, my NARS Sheer Glow Siberia, which is just up to there. Oh my gosh. So my range is. I've also got 2 concealers that I don't use really. I've got my Up Here Moist Creamy Concealer, which, I mean, it's good to have a concealer, but I never use them because I'm so lazy. And the Pony Effect Soul Cushion Concealer. This is a Cover Up Pro Concealer. This one is really good. It's really thick, so it's good to have. I just very rarely use it. So I wanted to keep these in like a little section like this. I could do, I mean, that's not really aesthetically pleasing, like I'm gonna say. It looks really terrible, but it actually does give a lot of ease of use, I guess, in a way. You know, what if I wanted to, I could put this one over here, slot that one in there, and then I can sit inside of it like that. So that's going to be like the foundation drawer. So you've got the foundations. I've got my extra cushion puffs that I use throughout the week. I've already used one of them for today. My cushion that I'm trying to use up, my concealers in case I want them. So they're going to go sort of off to the side here. And then for the next one, that's just got the primers and stuff in it. So for this one, I'm wondering what else needs to go in it before I make it look kind of like more pretty. So that can go there, that can go there. This is a bit of a pain in the butt. Okay, actually, that can go there. And then I have a little space which is nice because if I decide to keep anything else, I'll need some space to put it in, unless I want to get rid of something as soon as I get something new, which is another option, you know, like it definitely might happen. But I think that's going to be it for this one. So I've got the 2 primers, a whole lot of extra cushion puffs. I really need to start getting rid of some. My next in line cushion foundation that I need to finish up for swatches, and then 2 powders. So that's going to go over there. So then I've got one really long one and I've got 2 short ones, and I need to fit in these palettes. When I look at them, they do not fit that way, so they're going to have to go this way. That way there. The only problem will be this one. It's just that little bit too long. Okay, so the next thing I could do is, because I wasn't actually liking how these were working, because as soon as you take one out and pull the drawer, they all fall, which is a bit frustrating. Oops. And put that next to those ones there. So then I will be, what other eyeshadows do I have? I don't really have that many eyeshadows. I've got 2 liquid ones. They're from the Tony Moly Art Class Nuage Cheek and Eye Blurring. And this, which is one lonely little eyeshadow. Honestly, it's really beautiful though. It's like a really beautiful pink. So if I lie those down like that, you kind of like float that one around there. Then I kind of have this extra space here. And there are a few things that I could do with that extra space, but I'm going to leave it just for a little bit so I can see how much the other stuff fits. So I'm going to go ahead and put these ones. So these are the Etude House Dreaming Swan collection. Put those in there. And that leaves me just a few extra little spaces there, which I might put... Can I fit both of my NARSs in there? Yes, I can fit both my NARSs in there. Then we get to the next one, which is going to have all of my Stylelander collection. I put the ones I don't use at the back. So I very rarely use this bronzer. I have it because I want the collection, because I'm greedy. The purple one has orange in it. The pink one, there's 2 very pink ones. One of them is like a little colder in tone. The warmer tone pink has another orange in it. Still a pretty orange, like don't get me wrong. I just don't use them very much. I'm not a huge fan of that one. It's very like yellowy orange. And then we've got my 3rd used, that one that looks a bit more pink than the NARS Orgasm. Then you've got the beautiful peach pink. And then that one is a very pale pink, and you can see that that one is very used. So these ones are just adorable. The thing with these ones is that they don't stand very nicely because they are, of course, that really cute scalloped shape. So I'm going to try and set them like that. And what else have we got to put in here? We have the Can Make Matte Fleur Cheeks, which fits really snugly there. And then I've got some extra little bits. So I've got some of the Becca contouring stuff. So this is number 8, Peanut Blossom, and then this one is number 1, which is Milk Tea Brown. And these ones can actually just kind of fit down the side there. Oh, that fits perfectly. Okay, so that's the blushes a little bit more stable. This is quite packed. That leaves me with 3 more. I've got, again, the really annoying ones. 2 Etude House ones. These are from the original collection. This one is called Blueberry Pie, which is a really pretty purple. Which I cannot open. And then the other one is called Rose Sugar Macaron, which is like one of the first Kbeauty products I ever bought. So this is yonks old. I was thinking about getting rid of this one the other day, actually, so I might actually consider it. I might put this one in the I need to try you again pile, which is up on the desk. And a peach sea blush. So that one is really nice. That's a beautiful tangerine orange. So I guess this is just going to hang out here for a bit. If I get more eyeshadows, then I have room to play with them a little bit. This one could technically fit like down the side if I wanted to start stacking it on top of other things. And so that is, I think that's going to be it for this part of the drawer for now. So that's all I'm going to be doing for today. This can just go back in there for now. And then once I have finished taking all the lipsticks out of Purgatory, I will come back and show you guys how I'm deciding on organizing the lipstick side of the drawer. Okay, so this is what is left of the lip collection. Just some crushed up at the back there. This is as far as the drawer opens. So I've got a few different little sets in here at the moment for lipstick. I might end up changing them in the future maybe, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm just going to pull everything out to start with. Alright, so I know the angle is like really terrible. I can't really get much better, unfortunately. So I've got a few different types of organization. I've got this high stand. So this one is nice because it's got quite a few sections and they're quite small, so they hold on to lipsticks that are like this quite well. They don't rock around too much, but it's raised up at the back, which is not good, because if I put something like the Romance tint in, it's going to be too high to actually close, whereas if I put the Romance tints there, they fit perfectly fine. So this is quite nice, but it does have some downsides. I also have no idea where I got it from. It's super old, so I couldn't buy another one, which is a bit annoying. So the next ones I have are 4 sets of 9. These ones are raised at the top, but not at the bottom. So the bottom itself is actually flat. This makes it really nice for drawers, because if you put the longer ones in the back part, they again don't rock us around as much because they're taller up the top. And then you can put the smaller, shorter things in the front and still be able to reach them. If I try to put something like that at the back, I would have a hard time getting it out. But they're a bit wider than the other one here. So they do fit some things like, they almost fit some of the Piri Piri ones. They fit the old style Piri Piri because they're skinny at the bottom, whereas this style doesn't fit Piri Piri at all. It just sits like you cannot even get it past like the top part here. And then the last one I have looks like this, which is a set of 12. This one actually I think is supposed to be for nail polish because it's substantially bigger per square than the other one is. So this one is not so good because everything has too much room and the sides are not raised enough. So they just kind of fall a lot. But it does work well for the bigger ones like the Piri Piri Velvets, Etude House Soft Drink. That sort of thing fits in there really nicely. So it's annoying that I have quite a few different styles. I might end up like getting a few more of these ones to replace this one here, just so that they look a little bit more stable together, but I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet. It seems kind of wasteful, and you actually get more storage in this one versus this one. Like you get a whole extra row for not the same amount of space. So yeah. So I'm going to be putting this one at the back, right down the end, and I'm just going to quickly grab out, I think that this is the last Piri Piri. Yeah, this is the only Piri Piri of the new collection that I'm keeping. I wonder if I actually need that. So I'm actually not going to put it back there. I'm going to just like leave it out on the bench and decide on that later. So I'm not actually going to put anything in this back one at the moment. It's going to be reserved for some weird shapes or some things that I decide maybe I want to put in there later on. So then I'm going to go for these, and I'm going to start off with let's do some of the taller collections. So I'm going to go for the Etude House Berry tints. Oh, there's 4 of them, how annoying. Then I've got one of the Barbie collection. I kept number 1, which is I don't know. I'm going to stick that in there anyway. And then I'm going to leave this little one here spare. I don't think I have anything else that needs to go in it at the moment, but I'm going to get back to it. So then for this one, I'm going to try and put all of the Innisfree Vivid Cotton tints in. I've got quite a few of those, so I'm just going to stick them all in there for now. And this one, I'm going to go for the Piri Piri. I've still got the whole collection of these ink gelatos. I really like those. I really went through the collection this time and really, really thinned it out. Like, in comparison to what I normally have, it's very little. And then in this one, I'm going to put the Romance tints, as well as I've got a few of these Etude House tints and these 2. Just for now. So that leaves me with a bunch of random stuff. So I've got like a few balms, lip balm, tiny ones like these, very little Lily by Red tints, a section of Piri Piri, ink gelato, a few MAC lipsticks. There's another one of those, a few Chanel lipsticks, Oh, there's another one of those gelato tints. Wondering why I've kept this mini Sao Paulo. I think I might get rid of this mini and buy the full size. If I like it enough, then I'll leave the full size anyway. 2 Devil's Plumpers, 2 Beer, I don't know what these are. Lip Velvets maybe, or lip mousses, and 1 Lily by Red lipstick. So these are just kind of like the leftover random collections. So this is kind of how my thought process goes. Like I need to visually try a few things. So I've got a lot of these Innisfree ones and I need just 2 spaces left. I'm trying to debate whether I want to put something like the Devil's Plumpers in, or actually the Beer tints would be quite nice in there because they are a similar height, similar sort of theme, and then also a similar sort of finish. So these are all very velvety tints. So that one looks good to me. These ink gelatos, these are kind of like a very thin silicone-y tint. So what would go well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces in here. So not the lipsticks really. You know what I just thought of, interrupting myself. Probably need to fill this one up first because I need things that are shorter in it. So the back height of this one has to be no taller than this NYX tint. That takes out a lot of options, but what I could do is I could put some of these very short lipsticks at the back. So I'm going to actually put them upside down because it makes a lot more sense that way, and I'm going to reverse them so that when I open the drawer, they're going to be sort of like facing the right way. So I've got 2 Chanel lipsticks. I've got a pink and a red, which I love. I have MAC Velvet Teddy. Then I have 2 other MAC lipsticks. This is Riri Woo and Pleasure Bomb. I don't actually wear Pleasure Bomb that much, but Riri Woo is really beautiful. And then I'm also going to put the Lily by Red lipstick in. This one's really, really pretty. Like, it's just such a nice rosy red. So that's going to go on the back section like that. I mean, if I'm going to do lipsticks in this sort of drawer or lipstick kind of things, I should put the Pearly Flash collection in there also. So I've got 2 remaining of that, the red and the orange. So that's the, not red, sorry, pink. And then it's like this really beautiful beige, but it's more like orange than Velvet Teddy, which is more like a brown. So I'm going to put those in here as well. I'm going to put these, I'm going to put them top up for now because I can see the color through the lid, whereas the other ones I cannot. So that helps me not have to pick them up all the time. Then I'm going to put maybe, I have enough of the NYX to put upside down. I might have to rearrange later. And I definitely want these ice cream tints to stay in here because they don't stand up. Although, what if I put them at the back like that of a little one like this? That actually works pretty well, so that I can have some moussey tints like that. Okay, so we'll put those there. These ones I'm kind of not sure what I want to do with yet because they are like tints or like prep. So these ones are plumpers, lip prep plumpers. I actually think I might take them out of the collection for a bit and try them again because I haven't really used them in a year. Like, yeah, they do work nicely, but I have not reached for them or whatsoever. Okay, so now I cannot put these Peri Peri tints in. They do not fit, so they need to go into one of these squares, which means that something else is going to need to go in here. I want to keep these in here. I could put the Innisfree tints in. It looks so nice in this little square though. Like, I'm resistant to putting them in. Okay, so these Innisfree tints can actually go in the front, but they can't go in the second row, which is a bit annoying, but that's fine. So with them, I can also put the Skin Food Tomato tint. This one I have used so much. Like, I'm at least halfway through, which is amazing for me. I'm not sure if I want to put that in there or not because it just looks so small. You know what? I really don't have to fill this whole thing up. I could, or actually, you know what I could do? I could do that. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I think the problem with doing this is that I don't actually recognize the numbers on top. Like, they do have letters. Like, I know that this one in particular is obviously its own thing. The others are like 3 pinks. So unadventurous. Honestly, that's not bad. It's not bad. And then I could put these 2 like that. It makes it difficult to get this one out, but it's not terrible. So I've got 2 that I like so far. This one is not bad. I'm just going to change the colors. So you have the darkest red. I think this one is, yeah, purpley pink, pinky pink, and then a pink and a thing. So they just go in a lighter, sort of lighter color order. Then we get to these ones, which I don't particularly love, but they're okay. I just don't really like them. Alright, so the battery died, so I took that time to change the setup so it looks a little bit less terrible. I also moved some of these two, so I now have the Etude House Berry tints with the Romand see-through tints. I have a lot of velvet tints because these ones you have to look at them to see the, like, you have to look at the back to see what color they are, or the tube colors. I just kind of put them in a sort of somewhat color order. So you've got like the reds, actually that should be moved around like that. So you've got the red, pink, orange, then you've got the dark reds and the lighter oranges as well for the Romand ones. And then I just moved the 3 of the Etude House tints back here along with the Barbie tint by itself. I don't know, this Barbie tint is so pretty and I want to keep it because it's really cute, but it's really not on display in here, and that makes me very sad. So that one might actually end up going over to my bedroom, which has got the more display sort of things inside of it. So that's just there for now. I was just kind of wondering if I should put these ink gelatos with that, because that would kind of look like this, which I think looks, I mean, I like them when they look a little bit more full. That leaves me with one little space in here. The Innisfree ones are full, and then that one is just kind of like 3 ice cream tints just hanging out. But it does kind of leave room, like if I do end up keeping some like new collection stuff, maybe I'll put that one kind of like at the front. So I think that's what we're going to stick with. I'm just going to reorder this one so that it's a little bit more logical. So I'm going to put the lighter pinks at the front. So these 2 pinks are really similar. It's crazy. Then I've got a really beautiful dark one. This is number 15. So pretty. And then I've got like about a million different shades of freaking red. Like, why am I keeping all of these? Honestly, they look so different on the lips. It's crazy. But I do have to remind myself that's a fairly light pink. That's going at the front. I think this one's a mid-toned. Yeah, so that's more like a strawberry pink. Then I've got these 3. Which one is the most red of the reds? I think number 4. That's a pretty true red. Number 7 looks like it's going to be the orange red. Yes. And then this one must be that really pretty rosy red. I think that's the rosy red. Oh no, that's number 2. That definitely looks the lightest though, so I'm going to go orange, reddy red. So that looks a little bit more color coded. If I'm looking for like the darker reds, I can go to the back. And then I know that these are going to be my mid-tone, and that's going to be that one light one. So I think this is going to be where they stay, and then I'm going to just put them back in the drawer. All right, so I'm going to put the longer tints at the back, like that. So like not longer, but taller tints. They just fit those Etude House ones. Then I'm going to put the Innisfree ones at the back because I know these ones a lot better, so I know when to reach for them. Then we're going to do these ones. Then the ice cream tints with the whole spare section. And then this one is going to go backwards. So I want the highest part near the front of the desk. This actually leaves me a nice bit of room down in the center here. So there's actually like a little center part where I could put big tints like soft drink tints or something like that. That's pretty much it. I need to do a few little bitty bits. So I'm going to sharpen my lip pencils so that they all fit in, and then I'm going to show you guys how the whole drawer is looking. It's looking pretty empty, to be honest, but I'll show you the other part in my bedroom that has more decorative stuff too, and that's where a bunch of the stuff is. Just wanted to share my stupidity with you guys. I sharpened the Play 101 pencil. That one has a twisty base. I'm pretty sure I was not supposed to sharpen that, so I guess I will be throwing that one out. Then this one, I have a Colourpop Lippy Sticks, and this had already come out. It wasn't sticking to the bottom, whatever. So I pulled it out to sharpen it. And did I sharpen it this much? Really? Like I turned it like 3 times. It was like well below. But I can't push this any further back in. So I'm just going to have to break the top off and then sharpen it again. Like, what? Then with my MAC Cherry pencil, I had to sharpen it like 5 times because it kept breaking. Do I just have the worst luck with lip pencils or something? I have no idea, but this is ridiculous. So after our lip pencil catastrophe, this is how our drawers are looking. So we have the lipsticks and tints over here. There's really no organization for that. These ones might actually have to move. So these are the Etude House Berry tints. I had them at the back here, and then when I closed the drawers, I noticed that they were stopping everything. So they can kind of lean over like that, and I can still close and open the drawer, but as soon as I try and actually stand them up properly like that, they don't work. So they may or may not be moved at some point. This is empty for new review stuff, lip pencils and other weird stuff that doesn't fit, like Tony Moly tint. This one is beautiful, it's just too skinny, like they just fall over and it's just a bit annoying. Then at the back of the last ones, we've got the eyeshadow palettes and random stuff that I don't use so much, like eyelashes and sphere blenders, bases. There's a really big hole in there for some reason. Other bases, like actual foundation bases, more shadow palettes, eyeshadows, blushes, and then a whole row of blushes down here. So it's not a gigantic collection, I have to say. Like, I have thinned down a lot, so it all fits into this one drawer, which is basically just a small desk. And then we've got some things on top of the desk. Obviously we have the mirror, brushes, that's going to go in not the bin but the empties pile, and these ones have got the essentials and things that I'm still testing. These need to go in the drawer. And these are just the spare brushes. So the rest of the collection is actually in my other room, which is actually the bedroom. So it's got a few sunscreens and stuff on top. Then we've got Dreaming Swan collection. That is just really pretty. Etoinette number 2, Etoinette number 1, Etoinette number 1. And there's some pretty perfumes. I have my Chanel Mademoiselle and Gucci Bloom. So it's like not the most aesthetic looking thing at the moment, but it does hold a lot of the things that are awkward shapes. I just put my sunscreen on in my room, I don't know why. So these things wouldn't work so well in the drawers, but they're mostly for display anyway. Like, I very rarely use the Etoinette stuff, but they are just really so pretty. So yeah, that's it. So that was it for my little collection. I mean, it feels very little to me considering what I came from. However, it's probably still bigger than, like, I think maybe like the standard person's makeup collection. I don't know anymore. Am I that out of touch? I don't think so, but I don't know. I feel like I'm not that out of touch, but also, like, I don't know, maybe everybody else like hoards makeup like I do. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this kind of video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!